So my grandparents have been married for a really long time. They've been married for 52 years, and as far as I know, they've been married happily. At least that's what I've noticed. And something that I recognize as miraculous, if you will, is how they've always had this faith in God connected to their marriage. Like my grandma said, it takes three people to make a marriage, and of course the third person being God. And I don't know, I just really respect their love for each other and their love for God, which also makes their love for each other stronger. And I think that's great. And the interesting thing is like they got married like way back in the day when marriage preparation wasn't that extensive. They only went there for one day, and I imagine it was a lot different than the marriage preparation that we looked at class. But even though they didn't go through that experience of like finding problems or potential problems that they could have, they still live very closely and connected to faith, which is just amazing how like they can do that on their own. It's almost like there was never really a thought about it. They just knew that they would live in faith and teach their faith to their children, and that was obviously very important to them. And so they lived in a small town called Moreland. It was like the smallest place in the world, and I have a lot of memories there of waking up in the middle of the night and praying with grandma and grandpa before they go to bed, like my grandma was talking about, and walking to church in that little neighborhood they had. And every time I would go there, we would have our fun. But at the end of the day, we would always say a prayer and recognize our faith and try to build our faith a little bit. And I think it's really just amazing how they'll always stay together and how much they love each other. And I would say, and I think they would say too, that they owe that love and their faith all to God. And honestly, it's what made my life today. Without their appreciation for faith or anything like that, my dad wouldn't be such the faithful guy he is, and he turned me into a faithful young man. And I think I have my grandparents to thank for that, because they're the greatest example of faith and love and marriage that anyone can have. So yeah, thank you.